Good morning, friends. Happy Friday. I am getting started a day early on my meal prepping video because a few months ago, or a couple months ago, we bought a 12-pound turkey at a discount grocery store. So I need to get it out of my freezer and made into meals. So I need to get it cooked up today, cooled down, so I can take it off the bone. I have my rack in my roasting pan, and I am just going to set this in here, and I'm going to cook it at 375 degrees, but I'm not going to do it here on the counter. I'm going to move this so it's out of my way for the day. And then after it's cooked and cooled, I'm taking it off the bone. So I'll see you back here tomorrow. Good morning, friends. Happy Saturday. As I said yesterday, I would bring you back today when the turkey is all cooked, cooled, and off the bone. So here is that 12-pound turkey all ready for me to make some meals out of. I put all the bones in a freezer bag, and they are down in the freezer. And I am going to make cream of chicken soup. Well, cream of turkey, I guess we'll call it, because I'm going to be using the turkey broth that was in the roaster. So here I am melting 6 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to be doing 4 different meals. I'm only making each meal enough to feed the both of us for a meal. We won't be eating these turkey dishes consecutively. And I don't have an abundance of room in my freezers. That's why I'm only doing 1 meal of each dish. Okay, that butter is pretty much melted. Now I need 6 tablespoons of butter, or 6 tablespoons of flour. So a 1/4 cup. And 1/8 of a cup. I'm going to whisk this together. Get that raw flour taste cooked out. Now I need 1 cup of the broth. And this stuff is so gelatinized, or however you say that word. I'm going to add that. And then I'll need 1 cup of milk. I'm using 2%, but you can use whatever milk you have. Now, from what I understand, this recipe is 2 cans of cream soup worth of mixture here. And since I'm going to be doing half of a recipe, I'll only need a 1/2 can. So I should get my 4 recipes worth of soup out of this. That is thickening up nice already. Now I'm going to pour in the milk. I'm going to add about a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Recipe calls for garlic salt, but I don't have any, so I'm just going to do a little bit of salt. and a little bit of garlic powder. Give this a taste. Oh, that is good. Needs a little bit more salt though. Okay, I'm going to shut this off and leave it sit here on the burner, and I'll just take out from it when I need it. Oh, this smells so good. Alright, I'm going to take it off the hot burner. Now the first recipe I'm going to make is a chicken pot pie filling, but we're going to eat it like chicken a la king when we have it. So since I'm halving the recipe, I need 1 cup of cooked turkey in this case. And I have all the white and dark mixed together. And then I need a 1/2 pound of mixed vegetables. I had some corn up here, but I don't. So a 1/2 pound. I'm just going to put about 1 cup in here. I'm just doing peas and carrots. Okay, I just went and got some corn. Want corn in here too. So I'm going to put about 1/3 of a cup of corn in there. And now I need a 1/2 can of the soup. So I'm going to do about 1/2 cup. We'll see what that looks like when it gets all mixed up. And then I need a 1/2 cup or so of milk. Gonna go a little less for right now. We need some onion powder and garlic powder. I think I need a little more turkey in here. Gonna go with just a little less than 1/2 teaspoon of garlic and onion powder. And some salt and pepper. Oh, this is going to be so good. Even having it over toast rather than in a pie crust. That's going to be good. So I'm just going to be using containers that I have already opened. This will be a big enough serving for both my husband and I. That's a good fit too. All right, we'll set this one aside. I'm going to label it chicken a la king since that's what we're going to be eating it like. And I'll probably just be reheating it on the stove top. And I'm going to get this mess cleaned up and then I'll bring you back for the next one. Okay, now moving on to the next one. I am going to do a chicken turkey tater tot casserole. So I need 1.25 cups of turkey, thereabouts. 1/2 pound of peas and carrots. Just going to finish off what is in this bag. One cup of shredded cheddar cheese. This is sharp cheddar. Then I need 1/2 can of my cream soup. So I'm going to do about 1/2 cup again. Then I need about 1/2 cup of milk. Gonna go a little bit less. Leave these out, I think. I need another garlic and onion powder. And go just a little less than 1/2 teaspoon. And salt and pepper to taste. And we're going to stir this up. I have one of these little aluminum pans. I don't know how well this is going to work. I might have to cover it with tin foil because now we have to top it with the tater tots. Oh no, this will work. Okay, now I'm going to line this with the tots. And I'm the kind of person that likes to layer them in rows. Okay. I just realized I labeled that other one chicken a la king. It's not, it's turkey. Okay. Turkey tater tot casserole. And this will bake at 350 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes until everything is hot and bubbly and the tots are brown. I'll take these out of the freezer the night before we make them. so they will be defrosted. You can bake them from the frozen stage, but it'll take a lot longer. Since my husband is home, he can put them in the oven for me, or for us. All right, get this mess cleaned up and bring you back for the next. Okay, moving on right along on to the next one. I'm going to make a turkey enchilada casserole. So I need a heaping cup of chicken, or turkey, I'm sorry. 1 can of black beans, which I have right here, rinsed. And then I'm going to need a 1/2 can of enchilada sauce. I'm going to use the red. And I think Miss Sophie needs a little piece of turkey. Okay, 1/2 of this can. Then I need a 1/2 can of diced tomatoes. I will freeze those if I don't end up using them. And then I need a 1/4 cup of sour cream. That looks like about a 1/4 cup. And then I'll need a 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. I'm going to go a little bit less because we're not huge cumin fans. Salt and pepper to taste. And then I'll need 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Just use what's left in here. And then I'll need 1 cup of cooked rice. And I cooked this rice up yesterday. I just did it on the stove top according to package directions. And I'm going to stir this. Get everything combined. This one didn't take soup. Nope. I got all these recipes from Renee over at Little Village Homestead. I will leave her video linked for you below in the description box of her doing all this. Go check out her channel. She cooks for a lot of people, unlike me who just cooks for 2. Okay. This looks like I'll have to go in one of these. Now this half recipe looks like it's gonna have some leftovers, which is okay. All right, let's see if the lid fits on this. Get this marked. turkey enchilada. Casserole. September of 25. And this will bake at 350 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes. And again, I'll take this out of the freezer the night before, and then my husband or myself, since this won't take long, we'll put it in the microwave or in the oven. We'll have a super delicious dinner after work. All right, and get this cleaned up, and then I'll bring you back for the next one. Okay, I need more shredded cheddar cheese. So I'm going to use my handy dandy shredder here. I'm going to use the regular size shredder piece. This was the best Christmas present a gal could have ever gotten. And of course, Miss Sophie is here picking up the bits that fall to the floor. Okay, that was done in real time for you. I don't even think it took a minute to grate a block of cheese. I just break up the stuff that gets stuck in there. There you go. All right, now for our fourth and final one. This is chicken, broccoli, and rice casserole. So I need a half a pound of broccoli. I have that here in a bowl. I'm going to chop it up a little bit more. It's been defrosting for, well, since a little bit before I started doing this. All right. That is right around a half a pound of broccoli. Now I need my heaping cup of turkey. And I need 1 cup of cooked rice. And I need a half a cup of cream of chicken soup. And I think I'm going to go a little bit heavier on that, just because this is the last recipe. And a half cup of milk again. And shredded cheddar cheese. and do another handful, plus a little extra. And onion and garlic powder again. That was a half a teaspoon of each. Salt and pepper. To taste. And that's it for these. I think I'm going to put some more of this soup in here. Clean it out. Okay, I need another one of these opened up. Okay, this one is chicken, broccoli, and rice. And again, this will bake at 350 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes until everything is hot and bubbly. And the rest of this chicken, or turkey, I don't know why I keep calling it chicken. The rest of that turkey, I'm going to put into Ziploc freezer bags and get it in the freezer. And I'm going to find some more freezer meals to make with that in the upcoming weeks. I can see turkey soup in our near future once the weather cooperates for soup weather. All right, we have a chicken and broccoli and rice casserole. And a turkey enchilada and a turkey tater tot casserole and turkey a la king. Well, it's actually pot pie filling, but I don't want to make pie crust to put it in, so we'll just have it over toast. All right, I'm going to get these down in the freezer and get this into freezer bags. I'm going to get these into containers for the freezer. I'm going to get the mess cleaned up and I'll bring you back for some baking. Okay, I got the enchilada sauce and diced tomatoes in here, labeled, dated. These are going to go in the freezer. And I got 3 quart-size freezer bags of the turkey, approximately 1.5 cups in each bag. So I'm going to take these down in the freezer, look for an applesauce muffin recipe, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, I found old-fashioned applesauce cake, but in my true fashion, I'm going to put them in these mini muffin tins, because you can always make cupcakes out of cake mix. So I need 2 cups of flour, And then I need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. One teaspoon of baking soda. One teaspoon of salt. A teaspoon of ground cinnamon. A half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And a half a teaspoon of ground cloves. I'm going to whisk these together here. I need to preheat my oven to 350 degrees. I'm going to set this aside. Now I need a half a cup of softened butter. One cup of white sugar. And a half a cup of brown sugar. And we are going to mix this until combined. Go a little bit more. Now we're going to add 2 eggs, one at a time, mixing between. Now we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to mix this. Now we're going to mix in 1/3 of the dry ingredients. We're going to mix this together. And we need a 1/2 cup of milk. Scrape down these sides. Now I'm going to pour in 1/2 of the milk. I'm going to combine that. I'm going to add in another 1/3 of the dry ingredients. And the rest of the milk. And we're going to mix this. I'm going to scrape down the sides again and add the last of the dry ingredients. And mix again. Scrape down the sides. Now I'm going to add 2 cups of my homemade applesauce. Okay, there's 2 cups. And we're going to mix this to combine. Now I'm going to fold in 1 cup of chopped walnuts. That is optional. My 1 table cookie scoop. Take 1 tablespoon cookie scoop. It's a good size for these mini muffins, or mini cupcakes in this case. Okay, I got 4 dozen of mini cupcakes here. I bet you I'm gonna get probably close to a dozen of, I'm gonna do regular size muffins, just because these are the only 2 pans I have for minis. And I don't like using them when they're hot, so I'll just make regular size cupcakes. I'm going to set my timer for 12 minutes. And we'll see what they look like then. I'm going to get this mess cleaned up and I'm going to put these into muffin tins. So I'll bring you back. Okay, friends, the cupcakes are done. They're cooling down. Give it a little taste here. Oh, so moist. They're falling apart. Really good. Them are good. I'll be sure to have that recipe linked for you below in the description box. Now to take care of this beautiful turkey broth, I have 1 cup containers here. Now let's see. And this was just from cooking the turkey. I still have all the bones to make more broth out of. Okay, so this is just a 1/2 cup here. These 3 are full cups. Okay, I'd like to thank you for spending this time in the kitchen with me today. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you part of my YouTube family. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.